Is that a new haircut?
Of all things. Why, yes, it is. So happy Chinese New Year. As you probably can guess from my YouTube channel, I don't do a whole lot of Asian food because, well, I guess I never really learned how to cook Chinese food from my mom. But I do enjoy some dishes, and so I've tried to, follow recipes or have tried to learn on my own. And one of the things that I really enjoy is sticky rice. So it's Chinese New Year, and we're having family over for dinner, and so I am making the stir-fried sticky rice for dinner tonight. I've already started chopping my ingredients, and I've had other ingredients soaking overnight or soaking during the day already. I was once told by my great aunt that it's really not very difficult to make, but it's the chopping that takes the most time. And to make sticky rice taste good, you need more stuff. So the more stuff that's in it, the more tasty it will be. So I have Chinese sausage, which comes in a package of 12 usually, like this. And I have, it's called lap yolk in Chinese, but it's basically pork belly that's been dried and cured. Dried shrimp, and I'm soaking. The rice is soaking, and this is sweet glutinous rice. It's not the same as jasmine rice or calrose or long grain or basmati. It's a whole different type of rice altogether. So it's called a sweet glutinous rice. I also have some dry Chinese mushrooms, and these are shiitake mushrooms that have been dried. If there's fresh, I would use fresh, but the Chinese mushrooms are much stronger tasting, and usually they would use a dried Chinese mushroom in sticky rice. And lastly, I have dried scallops. So I'm just going to continue chopping up my ingredients, and then when it comes to stir frying, it's just a matter of throwing everything into the wok, really, and it's fairly easy from there. The full recipe is already on my blog, so you can find it at flowlum.com and just search for sticky rice. And that's it. We'll see you in a little bit. Just want to chop everything up approximately the same size, and I'm stir frying the meat and the mushrooms together. We only wanted to stir fry that for about 2 minutes. I'm going to remove it now. I've recently been reading that canola oil is not good for you, so I'll have to look into that a little bit more. Now we're going to put in the rest of our ingredients. I'm using a bulb spring onion, so I find that the greens are a little bit more thick than I would in a green onion, so I'm just going to cook it all together. In the recipe it says to cook just the white and light green parts, so I'm going to put it all together. I'm going to save the water from the shrimp to add as my liquid to the cooking of the rice. So right now, we're just going to stir it up. Make sure that the rice is nicely coated with all the oil that was in the wok. I wish you can smell this. It smells so good. Here, think about it. It's almost like a risotto.
Hey, I was gonna say that. You stole my line.
This is the soy sauce. So we're going to flatten the rice mixture in the wok, and then we're going to start adding our liquid. I'm going to start using the scallop water, and you're going to add about a 1/4 cup at a time. And let it soak in. And as you listen, you'll hear the water evaporating. And so we're going to keep adding liquid after each time the evaporation sounds stop, and then you'll add your next 1/4 cup. It's one of those few times when listening is actually important in cooking. I forgot a very important part. After adding the liquid and you listen for the evaporation to stop, then you stir it around, and then you add the next 1/4 cup. So I was thinking, how am I supposed to know that the rice will be cooked? So again, you stir it around, and then you flatten it. Then you add the next cup, or 1/4 cup. So at this point, I've added, I don't know how many, 1/4 cups now, maybe about 6. So that's like about a cup and a half. I'm just going to taste, try a kernel of rice to see if it's cooked through. And if it's cooked through, you're done. If not, you're going to have to add more water. So I think it needs just a little bit more time. And we'll be back. Oh, that's better now. I think it's good. So I've made quite a bit here. The recipe on the blog is not as much. Sticky rice for Chinese New Year.新年快乐 and 新年快乐 to those who speak Cantonese. Thanks for watching. The recipe is on the blog, so check it out, flowlum.com. Thanks! What? You frightened me.